Hey nerds, and welcome to Supergirl, Theories and Conspiracies. I'm Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd. So this week on Supergirl, we had some nice revelations about what's happening in the larger Supergirl universe, some locations, some different people that were brought up, but we also had a major reveal about one character that we're going to get to. But before we get to that, first we have to talk about Warworld. Warworld was created by the Warzoons. That's some creative naming on their part, but it was originally designed to be the ultimate weapon. Now, after the Warzoons' entire race was wiped out, eventually the key to operate Warworld was put into the hands of the Martians. In one backstory for Warworld and its origin, Superman was blackmailed by a tyrant named Mongol to get the key so that he could take over Warworld. And unfortunately, even though he had the help of Martian Manhunter at the time, Mongol did escape with the key and activate Warworld. The other origin for Warworld is that Mongol was actually given it as a gift by the Council of Overseers to create an empire. And also, that is also a case of what happened. And Superman, while exploring the universe, was captured and was forced to fight in the gladiator arenas. Now, the character he had to fight, Draga, was featured in this episode, and we'll get to him in a minute. But Warworld has been a prominent fixture in a lot of other DC things, especially their animated stuff. It was an episode where Superman had to fight Draga under the watchful eye of Mongol in the Justice League cartoon, but then also in Young Justice, it was a major focal point for the second season. So if you wanted to find out more about Warworld or get a little more backstory on Mongol and those characters, that is a good place to look. Now, next, Draga. Not too much is revealed about Draga in the comics, but the character that he's shown to be in Justice League is pretty accurate. He's a gladiator who fights in Warworld, and he's got superhuman strength and durability, and he's described as having near Superman level strength. So the character we saw, I feel like he was defeated way too easy, but he wasn't the focus of the episode, so it couldn't be a massive fight. But I don't think we've seen the last of him. He's a pretty significant character, especially if Warworld and Mongol are going to come back into play. Now, in the comics, and actually in the Justice League cartoon, when Mongol was defeated by Superman, Draga was, put in charge of Warworld as its ruler. And he stayed in that way until he decided he needed to go and challenge Superman to another fight. So Draga he's a big character, and like I said, we will see more of him, especially if they're going to do this Warworld Mongol storyline, which, in my opinion, would be very cool to see. Next, Roulette, aka Veronica Sinclair. Now, she has no superpowers, and we didn't see any in the show. She's never been shown to actually have any. What she does have, though, is a brilliant mind, especially at calculating odds, and she has used advanced technology to put on these kind of gladiator fights, similar to what you see in Warworld. So there's a nice parallel there between what she's doing and what Draga was in. And she is known for pitting villains against villains, but also heroes against villains and heroes against heroes. She's also had a storyline in Justice League Unlimited, so there's a lot to see there. Now, one of the ways she captured characters was by using teleportation technology, very similar to you see Mr. Terrific use. This is the version of Mr. Terrific that you see on Arrow right now, Michael Holt. So there's some parallels there between what's happening with this character and the character that we see on Arrow. Now, once again, if you want to see more of her, and you can see some amazing episodes where she pits brainwashed villains and brainwashed heroes against each other, Justice League Unlimited has some great episodes revolving around Roulette and her character. Now, the last thing of this episode, McGann's reveal as a white Martian. I'm honestly very surprised at how quickly they got to this and showed us that she's a white Martian. This is something I've been talking about, that she is really a white Martian, and we got a little bit of that backstory of stuff that happened on Mars between the white and green Martians. But to actually see her reveal herself to the camera was outstanding. And I have to say, the visuals that we got for her in her white Martian form were outstanding. They looked great. They looked a lot like you see in the comics or in the animated stuff. It was just a really nice, well-crafted bit of CG on their part. So I gotta say, I liked her white Martian look better than her green Martian look. But part of that is Miss Martian from Young Justice sticks in my head, and that's her with the hair, where she's kind of resembling this TV show that she was pretending to kind of base her Earth persona off of. But really looking forward to see how this plays out and when she will reveal or be exposed as a White Martian. But what did you guys think? Did you like all these hints to the stuff that's happening with Warworld and kind of the stuff outside in the universe? And what do you think is going to happen with McGann and her reveal as a White Martian? Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and don't forget to check out my other shows. We have a Theories and Conspiracies for Flash and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I have a weekly podcast that you can find on iTunes or at my website, goodnerdbadnerd.com. So until next week, I'm Brian, and this has been Supergirl, Theories and Conspiracies.